Well, my mom started it when I was young, and at the time I didn't really know that much about suffering kids in the world. I was too young to really know, and I was blessed to be able to grow up with a mother that really had a caring heart. Well, both my parents do, and who educated me just on the fact that there's a whole world out there that's not only not reached by the gospel, but that's in severe poverty, and that's hurting. So it was a real blessing to be able to grow up with that awareness, and it definitely made me want to get involved at an early age. I've done some graphic design. I'm somewhat of an artist, so I've tried to contribute as best as I can with the abilities that God gave me. So I've helped out with the brochures, a little bit on the website as well. And then I've helped her a little bit with some marketing concepts. And more recently, I've been helping a little bit, on the music side, trying to, putting a song together for Orphans First. And then I've also volunteered several times, and I've been a supporter. Children, and God, obviously. But it's really about, reaching these kids that no one's reaching. And they're in places that none of us really would necessarily go to, and so having a heart like that to be able to go out there and reach kids that are in places like Africa, India, Russia, and just rescuing them out of the situations that they're in. So it's really about not only sharing God's love, and in the spiritual side of things, and kind of telling them about God, but it's about showing God's love and the fact that we're actually bringing them in, and physically helping them out with their physical needs, which is what God asks of us. Yeah, well, basically, a lot of these kids are being reached because of the fact that they are in desperate need. So, for example, when I was in Haiti, I saw a lot of orphanages where the kids would come in and eat. Sometimes they lived there, sometimes they didn't, but sometimes they would just come in and eat. A lot of them actually did that. And basically, while we were putting the food together and stuff, we would sing songs, we would have stories, so they really knew that this wasn't just, a humanitarian organization. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But on top of physically feeding them, we were there to spiritually feed them and be able to, share God's love with them. Means being mentored, being trained, being cared for, and being loved. Obviously, prayer is going to be at the top of the list. But the other thing is, I would say, put your money where your mouth's at. If you can't physically go to a location to help kids, what I love about Orphans First is that they use every single penny to further the kingdom and to help kids. So that's what I really love about this organization. And honestly, I mean, if you can go somewhere and experience it, I would recommend that, just as much, maybe even more than donating financially, because then you'll be compelled to donate anyway, because when you see it firsthand, it's a life changer. It's like you would never believe that there's kids, not even necessarily far from where you live, that are in such poverty. And it definitely compels you to want to make a change, and to really shed God's love, because it's what God wants me to do, and because He's blessed me with the heart, that actually wants to make a difference. And I think it's this world is not perfect, and we're not gonna ever make it perfect, but with God's help, I think that we can make it better, one step at a time. As Christians, this is just what God's been speaking to me. He's been telling me if I'm just gonna sit here, and cross my hands and pray, and hope that I'm not gonna sin, hope that I'm not gonna make mistakes, hope that I'm gonna kind of fall into His will per se, it's not going to happen, and I'm always going to mess up. And I think that what He's called me, and possibly what He's called a lot of other people to do, is physically, and mentally go out and actually be in action, meaning go out, help people, being involved in a ministry. Because if you don't, it's not, I don't even see the fun in being a Christian if I'm just going to sit here and tell myself that, you know, I need to follow God and I can't do certain things, and yet, you know, there's no excitement in that. So why not go out there and make an impact? Go to the places that no one goes to. Go to the people that no one dares to help, you know, and really make a difference for the Lord. And I feel like you can get more excitement from that than you would in the world anyway.
If you know of a ministry that we need to know about, please give us a call, 888-641-8606, or take a look at our website, revelationstv.org.